It's my really pleasure and honor this morning to introduce our Director of Agriculture, Dave Daniels. He started out in Highland County, still lives there. They have Daniel Brothers Ranch, and they have beef cattle. He served as Highland County Commissioner, Greenfield City Council for 8 years, and Mayor. He served 4 years in the House, was elected to the Senate in 2010, and then Governor Kasich made him Director of Agriculture in February of 2012. I think you'll enjoy him. He's a very down-to-earth, great listener, and a get-her-done kind of guy, and I don't think you'll find anybody more passionate about agriculture than Director Daniels. So without further ado, Director, let's give a warm welcome to Director Daniels.
Thanks, Doc. I thought you said you weren't going to do that. Now you've shown everybody that I can't hold on to a job for more than 15 minutes in my career. But, yeah, I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have the opportunity to work with Tony Forshey and all the good people that we've got involved in our animal health division. So, again, I want to take a minute and welcome all of you to the state of Ohio. We certainly do appreciate the National Institute of Animal Agriculture taking the time to come to Columbus and looking around and see what agriculture means to our state. Much like the rest of the nation, our state was built on agriculture, and it still continues to be our #1 industry here today. And I understand that all of you had an opportunity to get out and see a few of those of you that went on a tour yesterday got an opportunity to go out and see some of the businesses that we've got that are, first of all, linked to animal agriculture in the state, but agriculture in general. You know, I tell people all the time, and it was good to see the millennials here this morning to talk about agriculture and what it means to them, because people ask all the time, you know, it's kind of like the Mrs. Robinson story, plastics. Well, today it's agriculture. You look at what agriculture means to us not only today but into the future, and opportunities abound in almost every field of education and endeavor. You know, who'd have thought when I started farming that we would need computer techs to work on our tractors and to work on our equipment. You know, and where we've come over the last several years as far as animal agriculture is concerned, is it just continues to amaze me. And you know, I remember we were General Grain Livestock Operation, and in the early 70s we started working with Select Sires and others to change the genetics of our herd, and what a difference it made in our bottom line and the animals that we were able to produce. And Ohio today, even with Select Sires being here, you're talking here about agriculture and what it means to the world, and Ohio is uniquely positioned to contribute to that, because we are working each and every day to transport that genetic material not only across the United States but across the world. We've got producers here that are sending embryos over to Israel, because the genetics that we have, the ability that we have got to produce cattle that work well in that kind of a dry climate. So we continue to work each and every day, and animal agriculture continues to be a very important part of what we do. But also, while we talk about animal agriculture, Ohio has got a lot of other things going for it. We're uniquely positioned here in this state. We're about 600 miles from 60% of the U.S. population, so food production and food processing is a very, very big part of what we do. We've got about 1,200 food processors here that employ about 70,000 people out of the state. But you know, we also have our challenges. Ohio is where rural meets urban. We've got about 11 million people that live in this state. About 3/4 of them live in an urban or suburban area. So when we talk about the challenges that we face as far as communicating, as far as making sure that people understand what it is we're doing out here in rural Ohio and how rural Ohio connects with them and their lives inside of 270, inside of 275 and 480, those are important messages that we have to work hard each and every day to get out. So we look to our producers to have an opportunity to sit down and make sure that they have a coffee with their city friends, to make sure that they understand how important science and technology is to our continuing to be able to produce and feed the world into 2050. and all those things that we want to make sure that people know and people realize that agriculture is more than just the 3 meals a day that you get an opportunity to sit down and eat. If you're wearing a cotton shirt, if you're living in a house made a stick-built house, there's probably an agriculture, a silviculture product that touches your lives in so many ways. And those are just the 3 that you can visualize to people that might not understand how important it is. So again, we're pleased that you're here today. We hope that you have a good time. Again, I talk about the staff that we've got at the Department of Agriculture. Governor Kasich has given a farm boy a pretty unique opportunity here to work with some of the finest professionals that I've ever had a chance to encounter, whether it's the people in our plant health division, our animal health division, any division that we've got out there. We've got people that are passionate about Ohio's #1 industry, as Governor Kasich is, and he asked me to tell you, each and every one of you this morning, wherever you're from, welcome to Ohio. We hope that you're having a good time while you're here. Thanks a lot, everybody.
You'd have told me 20 years ago that I would be sharing the podium with the Director of Agriculture and the state vet from Ohio. I would have said you were crazy. So this is a great honor for me to be here today. It's a great honor to see what Ohio is and what it means to agriculture. I think Tony told me yesterday that there's over 220 products that are grown or raised in Ohio. That's an amazing statistic, and I think over the next couple days you're going to see that Ohio really has a lot to offer, even those that don't continue to live in Ohio. We're all Buckeyes, right? So it's a really great honor for me to be here to kick off this conference. We've got a great speaker, and it's my honor to talk about Dr. Mark Lyons. Mark is the Global Vice President and Head of Greater China at Alltech. Dr. Lyons will be discussing global consumer trends and the opportunities for American agriculture. Dr. Lyons received his undergraduate degree in political science and environmental science in 1999 from the University of Chicago. He received his master's degree in brewing and distilling in 2001, followed by a PhD in the area of solid-state fermentation at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh. I didn't even know you could get a degree for that, let alone a PhD, so good job, Mark. You did a good job at college. Since 2011, Dr. Lyons has been concentrating on key international accounts and industry groups, as well as core company initiatives. He relocated to China in early 2012 as part of Alltech's focus on the Asia-Pacific region, which generates approximately 35% of the world's feed tonnage. Under his leadership as Director of North America from 2009 to 2011, Alltech expanded its presence with the opening of new offices and a growing involvement in all agricultural sectors. Dr. Lyons has published papers and patents in areas ranging from enzyme production to global economics, and is interested in assurance of food safety and quality throughout the entire food chain. Recently, he was named as one of the top 50 Irish businessmen and women in the BRIC countries. I'm sure some of you know what that is. And is also 40 under 40 leaders in agriculture by Vance Publishing Corporation. So he's really been doing a lot of stuff in his very short lifetime. So please help me welcome Dr. Lyons.